6th of September, but it's all green still. It's definitely still summer. Not for much longer though. Here's home for the night. Navajo Lake. Last night's campsite. Just astoundingly beautiful here on Navajo Lake and Navajo Basin beneath Diente Peak. Not all the climbing is glamorous. Sometimes it's just a lot of work. Step I take on this scree, remember to put my foot down, it moves. There's not a single stable place to step the whole way. If I sprain my ankle, it is game over. Not to mention it's 5 miles down. But I'm on slightly more solid ground now. And it just remains to climb up this. I should be able to gain the ridge. It should be easy for a little while and then get harder getting towards the very top. Navajo Lake. It may not look it, but after that scree, this slope is positively refreshing. It's still a little loose, but there's a lot of really good holds too if you just take your time, test every hold. I read a quote on Summit Post, "Don't bet the farm on any hold, because it could easily cost you the farm. Test everything." Well, I gained the West Ridge. That was brutal. It was 2/3 of a mile. It took me almost an hour. There's a lot of sliding backwards. I thought I was past the worst of the scree, about 1/3 of the way up. There was a good little break there, which was badly needed. Then got worse after that. I'm way up high. There's Wilson Peak from 2 days ago. I'm pretty tired right now. You probably can't hear it, but from up here on the ridge I can hear the elk bugling below. Such a beautiful, eerie sound. It's good to be up on the ridge now. The views have really opened up. I'll show you where I camped last night. About halfway between that little teeny lake and the bigger lake, which is Navajo Lake. Follow the ridge. You really get a sense of altitude and elevation up here. And I'm just digging listening to these elk bugling down below. Coolest sound. You can see the last quarter mile or so is mostly 4th class. Wouldn't want to take a fall there. Not that you'd want to take a fall anywhere. The weather is perfect, blue skies, a little warm. It's definitely in the 60s already and getting warmer. So the nice thing about the West Ridge is I didn't get sun hit until after 8 o'clock, probably 8:30. So a nice cool start for that heavy slog up the scree. The West Ridge of Diente Peak. This looks good. If you like to climb, and I do, this is paradise. Now the route's really starting to get fun. Really broken, rough, loose terrain. Route finding is really important. If you stay online, it's really not that bad, but it's very, very easy to get offline. Went from 4th class to 5th class, and I'm not climbing 5th class today, just 4th. So I came back, and I noticed there's a cairn right there on the other side of the ridge. So I'm thinking that I'll drop down about where that cairn is, and work my way real carefully along the rocks through here. And eventually come back up and gain the ridge somewhere around that dark spot there, maybe a little higher. Well, I'm hoping this is the home stretch. This has been very difficult. Had to backtrack numerous times. I've eaten up at least an hour, probably an hour and a half. So I'm hoping that's about the top right there. I think it's not that, but the next summit over that. I think that's just a false summit. We shall soon see. I'm learning a lot about patience and just taking your time and being careful. For the record, it is actually that steep. I would say it's about a 70-degree slope. Maybe a little steeper in a few places. I'm almost to the summit. There's Mount Wilson, Gladstone, Wilson Peak, and off in the distance, Mount Snuffles. I'm on the summit of Diente. That was the hardest hike / climb I've ever done. Definitely the hardest unroped climbing I've ever done, and the hardest unroped climbing I ever cared to do, to be honest. The view is unreal. All the western slope. Got to sign the summit register. This is Ryan Buller on the summit of Diente. It is September 7th, I believe. I usually dread going down. I don't dread it, but it's going to take a lot of concentration. It's a pretty hard climb. Here's the route down. If you don't like heights, not very good. I like heights. It's still a little nerve-wracking. Really loose, although there are some good holds. You just have to really take your time and be careful.